Oops.
All right, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll turn around. Oh, there you go. Nice. Perfect.
I can't see
Yeah?
where he is.
All right.
Somebody make a dog.
All right. First of all, I would love to thank all three of the bridesmaids. That was absolutely touching. You guys are. It's so great to see and meet all of you, even though most of us had met. But yeah, that was absolutely a beautiful speech. So thank you very much, and a big hand for the bridesmaids. Guys.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know me, I think everybody kind of does at this point, but I'm Mark. I'm Brian's younger brother. This is my beautiful wife, Elisa. She's Elisa and I were married 7 months ago. You know, and obviously not that it's a competition or anything, but we won. We definitely won. So I'd also actually like to extend a quick shout out to all of our guests from the UK. I know it was not easy for everybody to get here. Tough trip, so big round of applause for everybody who traveled really far to get here. Doesn't count though. All right. So, Sarah, first of all, I want to be the first to officially welcome you to the Langbord family. I'm honored. I'm mostly honored on behalf of my mom, who can now say that we have a doctor in the family. Every Jewish mother's dream. So, congratulations on being a Griffith Langbord or a Langbord. I have a lot of theories on why Brian and Sarah are so great for each other. A big one is I think they play off each other so perfectly. They're perfect complements, the yin and the yang. Sarah is beautiful. She's smart. She's intelligent. All of the things Brian wished he could be, but technically was. But seriously, I think part of the success of their relationship is that Sarah has this rare combination of like the quick wit and the intelligence that kind of keeps Brian on his toes. And for future Langbords also very important, a fully functional GI tract, lower intestine and colon that will allow for future Langbords to digest almost anything. It's going to be great. So, cheers to that. But as we all know, all of us married folks, that great relationships do not come without sacrifice. Brian has cut down his fantasy basketball for Sarah down to a mere 3.5 hours a night. Yeah, it was tough, but he did it. Sarah, given up on her dreams of ever getting more than 3 words into a conversation. You know, he's a little bit of a chatterbox. I think we've all established that at this point. But it's funny, when I lived in Atlanta, I was always thought I was the quiet one. And when I was always around my brother, I was the quiet one. That is completely ridiculous. I am not. As I've gone out into the world, everybody has been like, no, that's it. Yeah, I think you'll find that most Langbords, Barbara, you know, myself, Brian, are quite chatty. With the exception possible for Big Dave, who's it's tough to talk when you're fast asleep most of the time. So I think that might be a defense mechanism, like a possum. But Sarah, fear not. Langbords may be chatty, but with my help, I can pull you through this. I have developed a 5-step method that can quiet even the most raging Langbord in a matter of minutes. And now that you're my sister,
I don't
I
believe
feel
it.
that I can share this method. This is a method developed by well, it was a secret society, quite frankly, of ex-roommates of Brian. Myself, Chris Herring, Josh Barrett, Will, known as the Society of the Nodding Heads. Oh yeah? Awesome, man. Oh yeah? Awesome, man. Step number 1 is exactly that.
Oh yeah.
Smile and nod. Ah, I see. We've got a nice photo here. And this actually illustrates, if you can see, one of the perils Smile and nod, but do not laugh. Whatever you do. Chuckle here. Oh, he's into it here. He's flailing his arms like this. He's everywhere. Do not laugh. It's the fuel that feeds the monster. It's tough. He's a funny guy. He's a pretty funny guy, but you gotta keep that stone English face. Or else. This is what happens. Step number 2 of the Langbord system. Eliminate all eye contact. Listen, the best method I've found for this, old newspapers. You can see Sarah is clearly thinking about science. Brian probably talking about fantasy basketball or Goldman Sachs. One of the two. But Sarah's totally zoned out, which is the way to be for 70% of the time. What you can't see, it says science. For the record, this doesn't have to be a current newspaper or even held right side up. Completely.
You'll never know this.
Also successful, and this is kind of a more recent method, iPad. You can see Sarah clearly thinking about exercise here. Jules is going to lift the weights right here. Yeah, Jules has to deal with this too. I'll have a separate conversation with you. Where am I? Here we go. Oh, okay. So step number 3 of the Langbord method. And this is a bit controversial, I understand. Create a diversion. Jules is great for this, but the best method I've found is Langbords. Almost all of us are very easily distracted by any sort of brightly colored ball. So really, the best way to do this, here we go. Ah, yes. Yeah, right there. That's it. He's gone. This can happen for hours. Hours. He always brings it back. Every single time. Never gets tired. It's incredible. Sleeps like a baby. So for the record, I did mention this before. This works on all Langbords. Elise has been very successful with myself right there. But best yet, Barbara. You can see Barbara is absolutely, this can happen for 3.5 hours, and she's good to go.
These be yellow.
Yeah, well, you know. Dude, color printing, very difficult. The only one not successful, Sleepy Dave. Barbara, not happening. Sarah, very upset. Jules, Sleepy Dave has that effect. All right. Step number 4 of the Langbord method. Here, we're gonna have time. Yes. At this point, we're gonna go ahead and throw all subtlety out the window. The fully functional, just turn up the TV volume as loud as you can.
That doesn't work.
Clearly he's trying to tell a joke right here, and Sarah's not happy. So if you can get that volume up to around there, usually he figures it out. Yes. Also very, very good at this point, just inserting headphones. Also works. And step number 5, the final. This is kind of like the nuclear method, which is find your safe space. And so here's the thing about this. I cannot tell you how many ESPN.com articles I've read fully clothed sitting on the toilet. You have to find your spot where he cannot infiltrate. So just sit there, bring your iPad with you, just, bubble bath, whatever it takes. He's not going to go through the door. So,
I respect the bathroom door.
All right, hold on. We got one more here. This is very important. I've actually created a rough outline of your house right here, where I'm going to help you find a safe space. Lisa, I need you to hold something.
That table is not to scale.
It absolutely is. How dare you?
Now it's
So
better.
this house is upside down. We have a front door right here. This is the area you're going to want to stay out of right here. This is the television. He generally gets right here about 5 o'clock. If you can, this is the front door, you're going to want to go around the side. But if you do get trapped in here, barrel roll over the couch, onto the coffee table, back way, right there. He'll never see you. His vision is motion activated. All right. So, Thank you so much. So before I leave everyone, I would like to tell one quick story, and it's one of my favorites. For those of you who know us well, back in the 1940s, our grandfather, handsome Stan Langbord, was a boxer. He's the toughest guy in all of Philly. That's what he told 6-year-olds. But when Brian and I were kids, he would always tell us stories, and for the record, almost certainly untrue stories.
Hey.
Frankie the Crying Tiger from the wild.
Ray and Coca, starring Ray.
In this particular tale, he and my grandfather fought, and since handsome Stan was the victor, he took his tooth as a reward. The tiger tooth. My brother and I always loved these stories, and Stan loved telling us about the toughest guy that he knew, the meanest guy in all of Philly. And I think when I'm his age, I actually really look forward to telling my grandkids about the toughest guy that I knew. When he was 22 years old, his entire life was turned upside down by ulcerative colitis. He spent the next 7 years in hospitals, operating rooms, doctor's offices. But through all the agony and through all the pain that he was in, I never heard a single, woe is me. Never heard a single, oh man, this sucks. Not a single gripe. And how much he taught me about toughness and what toughness really is in that 7 years. By just fighting and fighting and fighting. And never giving up. He taught me never to take anything for granted in your life and to never back down from anything. So Brian, I want to thank you, not just for being the best older brother I could ever ask for, but for being the toughest motherfucker that I know. And teaching me what toughness is. So Sarah, as the newest member of the Langbord family, 2 things. 1, we're tough as nails. 2, as my grandfather illustrated, we're also probably completely full of shit. So cheers to the bride and groom. Brian and Sarah.
A huge hand for the best man. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the rest of your dinner, and we will be getting to dancing in just a bit.